Sometimes Facebook works in my favor, and some really beautiful things have come across my feed. Recently, I saw this video by Brené Brown, and she talks about the difference between fitting in and belonging, and how the two things don't really go together. In some ways, they can be opposites. And it was such a beautiful timing for me as I'm going through a lot of transitions, and I know a lot of you are. Sometimes we evaluate things and we get frustrated because we're trying so hard to fit in. And we don't always do it consciously. We don't say, I want to be like them, but we do go, oh, is it okay that I'm this way? Is it okay that I'm that way? And it's all based on this thought process of, do I fit in? And we think it's about belonging, and it's driven by the need to belong. But we get into that fear part of our brain that says, I can only belong if I'm like everyone else. But that's not true. Belonging is actually the opposite. It's not changing who you are to become like everyone around you. And this is something she speaks about. So I'm not the originator of this thought idea, but this is about belonging is about being able to be authentically yourself and being loved and honored for it. And so if any of you find yourself in a situation where you're working really hard to fit in and you still don't feel like you belong, it might be time to shift. It might be time to shift into being authentically you. And if you still don't feel like you belong at that point, then maybe you're in the wrong space, because there are people out there for everyone. There are people out there who will love you for who you are. And there are places that you belong, and you might not have found your tribe yet, but you will. It is out there, I promise. And so let's all look at it that way. And let's all also expand our minds to the people around us who aren't like us, who might not feel like they fit in with us. How can we create a space where they get to belong to, where they get to be celebrated for their differences, celebrated for their uniqueness? A friend of mine in the Tony Robbins world would call people adorable humans all the time. Thank you, Gina. She would say, isn't that so adorable that you're human? And that's so adorable that this person is bold and blunt. Isn't it so adorable that this person is shy? Isn't it so adorable that this person keeps putting their foot in their mouth every time they open it? Isn't that adorable? And just celebrate it so that more people can belong in a wider variety of situations and groups. We've got to start with us, allow other people to belong, and then recognize it's time to be authentically you. Quit trying to fit in, because you'll never, ever be happy. And I promise you that's true. I've tried many times to fit in places I didn't belong, and I didn't fit in. And instead, it's time to be authentically ourselves and to look instead to create environments of belonging.